My name's Andy Dibben and I'm head grower at Abbey Home Farm in Gloucestershire, and I grow 15 acres of organic veg. So my job as head grower here at the farm is to try and supply the shop with as many different kinds of fruit and vegetables for 12 months of the year. And we do that using field scale production, intensive market garden production, polytunnel production and glasshouse production. So the key thing about this field lab we're starting on this year is we're looking to establish living mulches that we strip tillage into, and this is a technique that should prevent us from having to plough fields and disrupt that very complex ecosystem of soil. The reasons we're interested in trialling this new technique is that with all the latest soil science, it's become really clear that every time you disrupt the soil, you disrupt mycelium networks and you disrupt the biotic life of the soil. The less you disrupt these, the better your crops will become, both in resistance to pests, but also increases in visual quality and yield. It'll also prevent release of carbon from cultivated soil, which is crucial for climate change at the moment. So strip tilling in horticulture is a new technique we're looking at. Currently, we have a cover crop that covers a whole field. I then plough that whole field to put a line of crops in every 75 centimetres. This results in the field being largely bare apart from the crop through the duration of that cropping season. The strip tillage system is looking at just cultivating strips where I'm going to put the crop and leaving the cover crop in place, which I don't need to cultivate, massively reducing the disruption of the soil that currently happens. What this looks like is, rather than turning a whole green field into a completely bare field of bare earth, it will actually be, you'll be looking at a field that essentially has strips of cultivated soil across it, and probably lead to us cultivating about 30% of that field rather than 100% of the field. So a key part of this process is establishing that green manure or the living mulch before we go anywhere near growing the vegetable crop itself. This involves picking the right species for the mix, and it is crucial to control perennial weeds before you establish these cover crops. So it's year one of doing this as a structured trial, and that's really exciting because it means I get to work with lots of other farmers who are doing this. But for me, it's really exciting because it's something I've been playing around with on the farm, kind of like just out of intellectual interest. And now we're really getting into the meat of the subject, measuring the effects of the techniques we're using and comparing a few different potential techniques for carrying out this new system. The benefits of this practice, if it proves to work after trialling it for a few years, should be a reduction in carbon release through cultivations, a boost in biodiversity through increased plant species in the field, and hopefully a stronger, more vigorous and better looking crop. As a food producer and as a commercial business, we need to make sure the new technique delivers similar crop quality and similar yields. So there's lots to do on this project this year, and we're all excited here at the farm to get stuck in. So although it will be a change to what we normally do, it's a change we're all excited about embracing. And in actual fact, if the technique works, it actually makes our lives quicker and easier in the future. And it also makes me into a much more efficient farmer with less financial outputs and hopefully more financial inputs from a better crop.